eventually.
Computers now have primary control of critical functions.
Welcome, Wild Weirdos and Weirdettes out in Wild Weird Radio Land. It's Iron. That is Joe over there in the Hellbent Holler shirt. And we are sitting here. Boy, we're waiting on some snow. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, buddy.
Looks like winter's coming.
We got a cold one on the way.
Yep, we do.
How's everybody doing out there? Blow up that chat, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and start checking y'all in. We got James Nelson hanging out here with us.
Let's see if
Dances with Orbs.
Oh my God, this is the best game ever.
I have a new favorite screen name.
Yep, that's awesome. I hope they do. You know what? I hope they do a super chat because I want that added to the.
I know, right?
Yeah,
Dances with Orbs. That is a fantastic.
That's beautiful. Love it.
Squatch Holler WV. Hey, it's Beth.
Yep. Welcome.
Beth? Good to see you. Then we got Ada Cox is in the house. Eyes in the Woods. It's Lisa. Changed my name to match my new career choice.
I like it. I like it.
Oh, Lisa, it's great.
Well, you need to add that.
I get to add it. I get to take Lisa out and put Dances with Orbs.
Add it in like parentheses. That'll be good. Do it like that.
Terry McCullough, how you doing? Fishbelly, what's going on? Good to see you, Fishbelly, by the way. John Smirka, how's it going, John? We got Kenny Hess in the house. How are you doing, Kenny? Hope you and your wife are staying warm. It is getting cold out there in the mountains in Kanawha County. We've got Jen in the house. How you doing, Jen? We've got Ike the Fob Daddy Fob.
Ike's here. Check it out, everybody. Ike's here.
How you doing, Ike? Octopus with no friends is here. Oh, Orbs. Oops. Time to change my name in the scroll. I'm going to catch up with you here in a second. There we go. Bam.
Uh-oh, looky there. Okay, so letting you guys know what's happening real quick. We do have the goal. And it is active, I believe. Let me check. Hang on a second. Don't do any donations until I activate this. Okay, hang on just 1 second. I'll make sure it's up. Oh well, too late. Well, start taking. Kind of keep the math going, Joe. But there's
Mathing now.
Keep mathing, okay.
All right. Well, we're gonna summon it. Ada Cox coming in. Thank you, Ada. You are awesome. Merry Christmas.
So I officially started the goal, but we're already like 3 in, so we'll count those ourselves. But I wanted to try the new thing out there for you guys to have a little fun with. But I can promise you this. There's 2 lock screens that I've done. Two new blessing screens.
2 new screens.
One is ultra rare, ultra rare, and it is absolutely something that the original folks who have been here from day one are, well, I should say episode 3, are really, 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 really gonna like.
Nice. Nice. That t-shirt is like someone sent up the bat signal. Yeah, everybody, this is the OG Hellbent Holler shirt, one of the first wave they had made.
It's a collector's item.
It is. It really is.
I know. But you know what? Nothing compares to my super high-tech adventure Hellbent Holler hat that I have.
When you're stuck in a sticky predicament, Ron always resorts to his Hellbent Holler adventure hat.
I sure do.
Out of any predicament.
That's
you
right.
think the thinking hat was something. The Hellbent Holler adventure cap is the answer to all your problems.
This thing right here. This is the official Hellbent Holler adventure cap. Get yourself one. Okay.
You can get it in camo. You can get it in neon green or traditional black on orange.
Okay.
There you go, Joe. Hope you recorded that.
No, the better one was a few weeks ago. You
It
just
was.
go back and watch that. That was good.
Tom Swigger's in the house. What's going on, brother? Power Band. What's up, everybody? This is the most fashionable channel on YouTube. Oh, man. Dances with Orbs requests a hot pink Hellbent hat.
Gosh, that's just hilarious.
You guys are fantastic.
You guys are incredible. So, okay, so look, we've got a few things we're going to talk about tonight. Naturally, we're going to talk about, you know, the same thing everybody else on the internet's talking about, but
there's more.
We're going to talk about some different aspects of it and whatnot, and just kind of read between the lines. And we're going to talk about some other stuff. Actually, you can't get it at all.
They are sold out.
Do you know what that means, folks? That's a collector's item. So now, this is my official Hellbent Holler adventure collector's item hat. Man, I am going to wear it in the field. I know it's not mint condition, but you know, it's close enough.
Absolutely.
Okay. Anyway.
Oh, man.
So we're going to open up the floor to anybody who wants to ask questions. Please, someone check on Instagram and see if this thing's working, because I don't know that it is. I don't think it is.
Let me check.
I don't think it's working.
It shows that it's connected, but I don't know for sure.
Right. I don't think it's working. And I never can tell.
So how's everybody's week going? I know it's been a crazy week here with the holiday stuff ramping up, and work stuff is crazy, and life is just crazy in general. It shows that we're live, but I don't see anything.
That's what I'm looking for. I'm not seeing it. Not seeing it. Nope.
Maybe okay. Push the live button. Nope.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know.
That's weird.
Let me keep messing with it here for a second before we get into
Kelly just says you are live. So
we are? Okay.
LW Marshall, brother LW.
Can't see anything.
Coming in. Merry Christmas to my brothers in West Virginia and all you wild and weirdos. LR, thank you, sir.
Oh, that's awesome. Check it out.
You are fantastic.
LR, you did a good thing, and I'm going to show you what you did for the folks and friends.
That you just unlocked.
Remember, there's another one.
First goal.
This is the first goal. Here we go. Ready? That's right.
The fifth day of
Mokhtar. Exactly. Zorb and Karagon told us about that last year. And yeah, it's the 5th day of Mokhtar, everybody. It's coming up. And when that happens, just, do what you're supposed to do on the 5th day of Mokhtar.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's okay.
For us, it's wear your Hellbent Holler merch.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things you can do. I heard some crazy things, but I think that Zorp was just drunk that day.
It's
anyway,
quite possible.
Yeah. So, Octo, what you got there? I'm glad
you guys liked and saw the videos of the drones I got earlier this week. Everyone else mostly said those are airplanes.
I saw that.
Yeah.
So, funny little thing about the whole drone issue today. I don't know if anyone paid attention or not.
But before we get rolling there, by the way, anybody who is hanging out with us. LW has a show called
Yes.
The Paranormal Pavalier, and we will be on that show with him very soon. But Hellbent Holler was just on the most recent episode. So you're going to have to go check that out. James Nelson, let's break the goals.
Let's break them all down. Let's see how this thing works.
We got another one right behind him. LR came in with a $5 doing my part. Thank you, LR.
So much, guys.
You are awesome. I'm gonna make sure, LR. I don't think you're on the ticker. Is that the first time you've
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna have to get you added in there.
You know how that goes.
So, all right, here we go. Have we unlocked the new one?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
I just started. So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. Again, we showed you a little sneak peek. This is still sitting on my desk from last week. I've added another little trinket to it, but these little contraptions that we're building are going to give us the ability to mount more hardware in places that are difficult to get cameras on, and we're going to be able to mount multiple devices from each one of these to validate what the camera or Geiger counter.
There's some cool things that we mounted to that.
Oh yeah, there's some really cool things that we mounted to. Really just wait. Next year's full of surprises.
So for immediate release, I don't know if you guys knew this or not, because it just came through here for me. Apparently, it looks like in Monmouth County, they are calling for a state the governor is calling for a state of emergency for the drones. And basically all it means, don't get excited, doesn't mean that, the War of the Worlds or anything. It means that they're calling for all recreational drone usage to stop at nighttime hours. Correct me if I'm wrong, but don't they already?
I would have to check with somebody.
How, Adam, are you out there?
Because I'd have to check with somebody. Like Adam would be the perfect person to ask, but
I thought that it was like an hour after sunset and you were grounded, and which technically an hour after sunset is pretty dark.
Now I guess if you have special permits, you can, because when I was filming with Finding Bigfoot, we were flying it until 3 and 4 in the morning.
Well, yeah, you can fly like with special permits, but I think what they're saying is like, anyone flying a drone, you just got one for Christmas. You can't go out.
Oh yeah. If you're just a ho-hum guy, got a new toy. Yeah. Okay.
Right. Can't fly it. Yeah. Because I noticed there's a couple guys over here. There's a guy over here in our neighborhood. He was trying to take off up there on the hill, and I'm thinking, if that's a DJI, you're wasting your time. But yeah, it ain't gonna take off. So anyway, that happened. That recently just happened. So they're trying to ban recreational drone uses.
Overoo. Happy cold season, everyone. Yes, it is. It is cold.
Yes, happy 5th day of month for you.
Cold germ season too.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Thank you.
Let's see where we're at here.
Thank you, guys.
No, Terry, it doesn't tell them to do that. It just says you can't fly your drone at night. But again, most people aren't flying their drones at night. So it's really just a bunch of hype, honestly, to add to the mixture.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Well, it's, there's new laws that are being pushed now and regulations that are being dreamed up.
Yeah. More powers. Yep.
But here's, we'll get into it in a minute, because this is some pretty deep stuff. We'll keep it light for the moment. But, we with all this drone talk, with everything going on, you see stuff with drones from the coast, from inland, out in the mountains. Like, there's some of it is drones, right? Adam Good. I am into chat. What is going on, Adam Good? Thank you, sir. The executive producer has landed. How are we doing, brother?
That's awesome. Oh, I see. It tells me now. It says 5 out of 10. Okay, so we've got 5 out of 10 on the goal. You see it up there? Can you see that?
No, it's only on the YouTube side.
Yeah, it's on the YouTube side. So I got to go over here every now and again. Now, when we hit that 10, we're going to unleash that brand new, amazing, cool thing. And I don't think I set a time limit for it. I hope I didn't, because I just like turned it on. So I don't know. We're experimenting with it. Let's just see what happens. Anyway, yeah. So you were talking about those, being halfway, being planes and whatnot. Yeah. I mean, you're right. Some of them were. Not all of them were. Okay. Let's make that really, really clear. I know that there was a press conference that said they were all pretty much what was it, manned aircraft or something? Is that what they said? Or hobbyist drones?
Yeah.
No, they're not all, but some are. Yes.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff that you're seeing on TikTok and Instagram, yeah, those are hobbyist drones. They've got different light mods and things like that, but
Yeah. Well, I saw one on TikTok that it was literally a DJI Phantom, one of the older ones.
Yeah.
And someone had put a really bright light on it, and they had what looked like a dome on top of it. Those are easy mods, guys. And first of all, no military on Earth other than, some rogue nation or something that's just trying to scrap stuff together is going to use anything like an old DJI Phantom.
No,
That's
Larry Hose. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. So there were some memorable ones this week. There's been a lot that's happened. You will recall that there was let me find the news. It's right here. I'm going to try to get this to upload for us. We'll see if it'll show up. But I think, this quote here says it all. And, that's pretty accurate. And that's for everybody. But there could be a reason. I mean, there could be a really good reason for that. I don't know. We're going to look at all kinds of stuff tonight. So we're going to see what we can come up with, right?
Yep. Because there's a lot of interesting data points.
You got to read between the lines.
Well, one of which I'm curious to see if you've run across yet or you've thought of. But we'll, like I said, we'll touch that one because that one's going to come with some serious implications. Okay. And I don't, like I said, that one's kind of heavy.
Well, there's speculations, and that's that's pretty much all we can do at this point. Yeah. But there are definitely some data points that if you've got to not listen to some of the stuff, and you've got to listen to some of the stuff, and you got to listen to the double speak that's going on. And then you got to think back about what happened a couple of years ago with the drones we talked about just before all this started. We were actually talking about that out west. If you recall that, they were out there as well. And then it just stopped after about 2 weeks. Remember that?
Yep. It was Phoenix, wasn't it?
I can't remember where it was exactly. I know we did a show on it. It was in the news notes, but I don't have those on me right now because it was too long ago. But yeah.
The big thing, we'll just go ahead and hit it because if, there was all this speculation that was going around and before Larry dropped, here it is. John put it up. Anyone see the news interview of the governor of New Jersey saying that he believed the drones are looking for radioactive material that became lost in New Jersey? The anchor lady lost her mind on air. I did see that.
And I actually have where that started for you guys. Let me see if I can find it for you. I believe it started with, this may be the post it started with. I want to see.
And it's germanium was.
Yeah, it's nothing, but this is what started it right here, I think.
Yeah. With HPGE nuclear detector drones.
That's the one that started it right there. And after that hit, all crap broke loose.
Yeah.
absolutely broke loose. And someone said, "Oh, we have to account for everything." So, yeah, they found what was it? What you said, germanium, right? Is that what it was?
Well, what it was is they didn't find it. It's still missing. There was a
Here it is.
pharmaceutical disposal
Yeah,
uh, unit that was being moved, and it was a vial of germanium that was used in testing for
lost in
medical
transit.
applications,
Mhm.
and it was spent, right?
Mhm.
So this thing was put in its, in the disposal case to be sent off. And in the process of this, the case was found and it was broken into and the sample was missing. Now, this is just germanium 68. This is not a highly dangerous material. There's much hotter radioactive material out there than germanium.
Yeah,
In fact, I think Ron might have bought some yesterday by
I think
accident.
I did. We'll talk about that later. We'll go over that later. There's yeah, I don't know. I'm surprised I got it. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah, this is a level category 3.
yeah, it's less than a category 3.
Yeah, category 4 in the containment system. So it's really nothing is what they're
Right.
saying. So that snowballed, went
Yes.
crazy. There was a
So
press conference.
we're not going to have nuke sniffers flying looking for germanium.
Why is that, Joe?
Well, for one, the atomic signature is going to be extremely low. And two, it's just not, it's germanium. It's a medical waste. They're not going to send out drones to look for that kind of a medical waste. Now, if it was uranium, yeah. Yeah, then maybe. But oh, you so it's Julie Bug's in the house. What's going on, Julie Bug?
Hello, Julie. Welcome. Okay. So in all the double speak that was going on, we learned that according to them, it's not a DOD asset.
Yeah. No. This was a hospital asset.
No. I mean, not that. I mean, what's going on with the drones?
Well, okay. Well, here's this directly links into what I was going to talk
Oh, go ahead.
and bring up to the table. So they're saying that this isn't a DoD drone or asset, DoD asset. We'll call it an asset. Now, Ron, I don't know if you've thought about these implications here. If we've seen situations where the right and left hand don't talk to one another, right? So it's where you've got your state and your Fed, and they're not communicating.
Yeah.
However, if this is the case, we have Fed to Fed lies, Fed to Fed cover up.
Yeah.
Because we had the incident at Wright Pat.
We did have the incident at Wright Pat. That happened the day after the show aired last week.
Yeah, last Friday.
Yeah.
The DoD has denied again that these assets were theirs. Mm-hmm. Now, if that's the case, then you have a double secret program. And why is the big question. Why? Because what you would see, and I said in the conversation with me, you and Dave 2 weeks ago, I said this, that hang on before we get too much deeper. Nancy White, thank you.
Thank you.
You have summoned the Sky Dolly. Thank you, Nancy. You're awesome. So Fishbelly says, are DoD contractors considered assets? Yes.
They technically are.
Yeah.
But the assets that those assets have are not technically
what's
covered. The word? Yeah, covered. So they can't be accounted for. So there could be no audit is what I'm getting at.
Correct.
On that.
But if this is the case, then we have the Pentagon saying, yeah, no, sorry, right, Pat, ain't got a clue, but you can't shoot him down either. That's weird.
Oh, it's weird.
It's concerning. Larry, as corrupt as the government is, it wouldn't surprise me if it's a black op. That's where I was going, but it's more of a black psyop.
Yeah, it's deeper than that.
Yeah. So we've got the Pentagon telling U.S. military installations, do not fire on these things. Langley Air Force Base, do not fire on them. Wright Pat Air Force Base, do not fire on them.
Well, obviously, we're telling them the same thing overseas as well, because they didn't fire on them.
Right. Same thing happens off the coast of Oregon. No intercept actions. Dodge them. Stay out of their way. But they're not all talking about these prop drones. They're not talking about these 4-prop FAA lit things all the time, though at least not in Oregon they weren't.
Yeah.
But there were people at Wright Pat that could hear these things. So they're props. You know, these things weren't silent. They were prop planes or prop drones. Now, when you're dealing with that, you are looking at a government agency that's keeping a program quiet from another government agency, which goes against a lot of the safety practices in the military. Because we've talked about this ad nauseum when it comes to examples with the questioning about the tic-tac.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
But we're seeing this again where it is just being kind of like, yeah, just let it happen. Kenny Hess says it could be another government branch. It would have to be
outside the government, more like
a cover, like a something in the intelligence community would make the most sense at this point. It's Larry says he had a report here of trucks blocking the road with suspected missile silo here. Said the trucks said DOD on the side. Huh, that's weird.
They typically don't say DOD.
Yeah, that's what's Larry, me and Larry and you would all know that. That's odd that they would be marked with big black. Normally they're just like a uniform navy blue or white with government tags.
Yeah, you just don't know.
You got the DOD marker on the windshield and that's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's odd. That sounds like that sounds illegal.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah. But Dances with Orbs says it's misdirection at its best.
It is a misdirection. The question is why.
Kenny Hess says it may be Homeland Security. Yeah, but Homeland Security is DOD. They're Department of Defense. So like they would coordinate and communicate. Like
I mean, they should.
No, they have to. This is a Homeland Defense came to life while we've all been alive. Yeah. You know, it was brought in after 9/11.
Well, that's what started this whole anti-drone thing.
Yeah.
Which, again, is set to expire next week, I believe. So
I think it's this weekend.
Is it this weekend?
Yeah.
It won't expire. Trust me.
No. It's going to go into.
It's going to get fast tracked.
They've already got it. Even if it expires, they already have a bill that's on the docket to run through at the moment.
It'll definitely be extended at this point.
So
they need more power.
Luna was actually talking about it on her X account. So we're dealing with an entity that is
an entity. Yeah, that's funny. You said that.
Yeah, we're dealing with an entity that is telling military installations to stand down.
Stand down.
And wow.
It's almost like you would do that if you were in an occupation.
But but these are subjects like
Weird,
these.
huh?
What if something's got the kind of craft that travels the way that we've videoed? Why would you need a drone?
That's a good point. You don't.
Exactly. Like, so who? Yeah, who
No,
is it? Like, who and why?
it's not. It's not what we've seen. Let's put it that way.
Right. Yeah. It's
So,
right. That's what I'm getting at.
so we need to lay that to rest, because there are people who are out there saying this as well. That showed up multiple times now. I know that I think it was Rolling Stones did a big article, and that was one of the things that they picked out of it, among other things, to basically debunk. And they basically told the people who were worried about the orbs that they were um, eccentric. That was the good word for it, I think. Apparently, they haven't seen some of the video, but I don't think that's what that is. I think that's something completely different.
So I was on the list. Says Andrew Bustamante, I'm going to butcher that last name, was on a podcast saying this originated with dark drones, non-lit solar powered that transmit on a space frequency, aka spy drones that the Pentagon doesn't know how to deal with.
I don't buy it. Sorry.
I don't either, because
I just don't. And
that would be so easy to deal with that, like, I
yeah,
could deal with it.
that's easy to deal with. Well, it's a lot easier to deal with than what you think. Yeah, it's true. You could do that, but there is definitely ways to deal with that. And believe me, they know what they are. They know what they are. If they didn't,
now
you would see them falling out of the sky left and right.
What you're saying, though, this other part, what I think Andrew's talking about was kind of a lie sandwich there, because what you were saying, or what he did say, was about dark drones. These are drones that are theorized to be able to fly with some kind of IRF that is not on a bandwidth, like I was proposing the last couple weeks, but they're flying on kind of autonomously. There's no transmitter on the ground. They're kind of programmed and using an AI to pilot, and similar to like how a CNC operates, they've got they bounce off of GPS satellites to navigate and go and do their thing. That was something that was talked about ages ago. So I'm sure that somebody built it.
Yeah, right.
Because it's possible. That's all technology that we've got already.
Oh yeah.
And you wouldn't, basically, it would be autonomous. It could fly on its own. It would be given a directive and it would just go. But the problem is, I still don't see how these mock towers couldn't knock it out of the sky, regardless of what system it was flying on. Because you're talking about using microwave energy at that point, targeted microwave energy, and bam.
Yeah, it's done. Yeah.
Good night.
You folks over on Instagram, just be aware, I can't read anything you're saying, because I don't know what happened. For some reason, it automatically started the live, and I have no control. I don't even know if you're still live over there. If you are and you want to talk about this, come on over, join us on the channel, over on the YouTube channel here at Wild and Weird WV, and get your 2 cents in.
Yep. That way we can see what you're saying.
Yeah, because I can't see anything.
And it won't let me look at the video either, so I can't even see.
Yeah,
I see it live. It shows the beacon around the thing.
It makes 0 sense to me. So anyway, you guys, thanks for being here. If you're out there, or if I'm just talking to zero, that's cool too. But
I'm catching up down here in the comments. We're at 7. Now we're at 8. 8 of 10. We're two more.
Gosh. Check it.
And guys, these are like, you don't even have to hit high dollar marks, guys. You can
hit what you want to hit. We ain't going to stop you, but I'm going to tell you what, you're going to love it, especially if you're one of our original members.
So
I think Adam's probably going to donate after he sees it. So anyway, you guys,
here you go. Thank you, Kenny. Thank you
so much. Thank you. Many blessings, Joe. So what's your gut on this? What are you feeling? What are you thinking? Give me the purpose first. Purpose.
Okay, so me and you've talked kind of at length about this. The first UAP hearing, they talked about the need for a surveillance or detection system for UAPs.
Yep.
If our data sets are correct and they line up, and it's not just us getting, at this point, what are the odds of us getting a radioactive signal, pointing it at the sky? Oh, there's a UAP, and it not being related.
Yeah.
But them having some form of radiation, beta or gamma, that they emit.
Okay, so stop, because you're going to get people out there who are going to be like, oh, there's eccentric guys talking about radioactive balls of light. Yeah. And light you can't see.
Yeah.
And it's been measured, it's been documented. So before you click the channel off and you say, oh, these are two nut jobs, you might want to tune in to Paranormal Horizons and watch it up to this point and get ready for what's getting ready to happen
Get
in the
ready
next
for the
couple
ride.
episodes. Because I can tell you now, yeah, some of these things are giving off.
Well, right now, do you have those beads with you?
I do.
Okay, let's just we're gonna show them. Just show them while we're in the radioactive topic. Just
all
show
right.
them.
Well, first we got the Geiger counter. Can you make it out?
Yeah, we can now.
Okay, 11 CPM. That's what I'm showing. That's my background in here. It's been running since we started. All right.
Nikki Bennett, 9 out of 10, I believe, is where we're at.
Ooh. Okay. So, for you who don't know, this was going to be a really cool thing that you would have caught on the road on some of our jewelry, because it's really, really flipping awesome. I'll let you see it.
We are getting back into making jewelry, guys. You're going to see more of that on the road.
They actually glow. They're amazing. It's like, I thought, oh, it'll be like a low dose of, uranium glass. These are harmless. Okay. So I got them in yesterday, and watch this. Can you see it?
You had to bring it up closer to the.
It's just losing it right here because of there's a little bit of a green glare on it, and it's doing its thing. Okay, that's close enough, right? You can see it.
Yeah, we can see it.
All right, I'm just going to put this right here behind it.
Just listen.
I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. There we go.
Now,
obviously, we won't be making any jewelry out of this. That's what I want to tell you.
Right here, right there, 43, 45. That's about where we start. If we see that on the thing while we're out research, we look up.
Yeah, that's when we look up and get out of that area.
This shows 68, 69, 75.
Oh, yeah, we're going to go into the red line here in a second. So these are definitely not going to be a part of any jewelry that you will ever buy from us. That's what I want to tell you. They're going to go in the uranium glass enclosure in there behind glass where they'll be safe and away from
92, 93, 94. Jen, welcome to Wild and Weird. Remember, you're not a member unless you're radioactive.
Well, that's true.
Fever.
Oh, boy.
Over 100. That's when that warning goes off.
Yeah. And for the record, no, that has not happened in the field yet. The highest we got was 45, I believe, in the field.
Yeah. No, 47.
Okay. Yeah, it was very concerning.
We still haven't gotten above 50, but we hit 47.
Nope, we haven't got the red light, but it's came darn close.
110. 19. We're going down now.
It should be somewhere around here, but oh wait, there's another tube over here. What happens over here? Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, we're not going to be making anything, but anyway, this is a dosimeter. This is a Geiger counter, guys. For those of you guys, what we were talking about, when we start hearing this go off out in the field, we are like, okay, lights up, cameras on,
I'm gonna go
facing every direction, start scanning the sky. So yes, we have discovered a correlation of elevated levels of radiation and UAP activity. It's just a thing, okay? Somebody, Larry, Larry Hose. We're at 9 out of 10.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we're going back to normal. We're going back to baseline now.
Gary Schuler said he's calling Dr. Banner. And he just says, yikes, nope, you keep him.
So we hit 115 CPMs right there is what we hit.
Ron's gonna be like Glowy McBurns.
Nah. It takes a lot more than that.
Are you looking for nuclear weasels?
Well, maybe. It may be a nuclear.
10 out of 10. Eyes in the Woods has got us there.
Oh, and here we go. Hang on. Stop. I have to upload it because this is super top secret. Joe hasn't even seen this yet.
I haven't even seen it. Ada, we've made it.
All right, you guys are absolutely phenomenal and amazing.
Guys. Thank you.
You can continue if you like, but here it is. You've got it. So let me go grab it and upload it for you.
So while he's grabbing it and uploading it, we're Julie Bug, love you too. Thank you. We've got a special one coming. We're now at 14 out of 10. Thank you guys.
How many of you folks have been here from that first few episodes? Because you're the ones who are going to really enjoy this.
So while we're waiting on that, like I said, radiation, sky, UAPs.
Uh-huh.
If they're using these nuke sniffers as a detection agent for UAP, I would
too if I had one that was stronger than this one, and there are very, very, very much more powerful. This is
very
just
sensitive.
Yeah. This thing's sensitive, but there are.
And to put this into perspective, the HPGE sniffers that get sent out overseas, we don't send them up in fleets. Okay, they go out in groups of 1, 2, maybe 3, and cover a region.
So,
not just they don't come up in a dragnet and fly over an area.
So before we do this thing here, don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. Just wait. We are going to do it. Don't worry. We're going to have this conversation first. We're going to go somewhere else with it into another topic, and then we'll do it. Okay, because it's more appropriate that way.
Gotcha.
I mean, you see the name of it, right?
Well, I haven't looked in it yet. I didn't know.
Well, you can look at the name. It's okay. It's that's at the bottom. So. Okay. So anyway, all right. Let's try to get serious for a second.
Okay.
It's hard because we have to go from serious to lunacy.
So we fly these things in groups of 2, maybe 3 over regions to detect nuclear signatures. We don't put them in a formation of 20 and fly them over a small area. Now, what you would be doing that for, okay, hypothetically, is to create a map.
That's exactly what you'd be doing it for.
And you would have essentially a flying grid, and you would be able to track the levels of radiation over a certain area using that grid, and you would essentially be able to look at all that data on a screen and be like, oh, there's something moving around
that I can't
over
see.
top of those. And you'd be able to visualize it.
Yeah. Now, it's kind of like
that would be your detection device.
It's kind of like there was an episode of you guys old time here because I remember watching it when I was growing up. Johnny Quest. One of the episodes, there was this invisible energy monster, and the only way that they could see it is if they threw paint on it at the end. That's kind of what you're describing here, if I'm right. Is that what?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. There is that as an absolute possibility, and it goes on the table. I think we're going to put that on the table. Okay. We're also going to put on some
great invasion map. Oh, poop.
Well, there's
not quite like what you would be able to do is like say if one of these things was hypothetically cloaked and setting on the ground, invisible, because it's broadcasting in, I don't know, somewhere around 1100.
Maybe higher.
Huh?
Maybe higher.
Yeah, or higher.
Yeah.
On the visual spectrum.
Yeah.
And it's invisible. You just can't see it.
Yeah. You pushed up 1300 nanometers, 14. I mean,
Yeah.
something we can't even
Third
comprehend.
generation can't see it. It's gone. Gone.
Yeah.
Now, here's something that's interesting. If that's the case, you would be able to fly this net over top and be like, oh, there it is. Found it.
Mm-hmm. So that's a possibility. That is a possibility.
Yeah.
If that's what this is. There's another possibility, in that this is a strategic defense initiative. This would also kind of explain the hush hush and letting you guys run off with your conspiracy theories, and probably adding a few conspiracy theories in just to cover it up themselves.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, absolutely.
So let's think about this. We know what SDI was, right? That was Reagan's toy. That was his whole thing. It was going to end, the Cold War. And he proposed to give it to the USSR at the time, the Soviet Union at the time, and then we had it, and it was pretty much that was going to be it. What's the point of anyone doing anything stupid when you can freaking knock it out of the sky with these lasers, right? Okay, now what? Go ahead.
Spookfest says, do you guys know about Floyd Sparky Sweet? 1980 made a device that put out 0.3 kilowatts and got out 223,710 watts. That's an obscure number.
That's interesting. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of familiar. I think it was someone who did some superconductor thing back in the day and just ended up disappearing. So,
right.
Yeah, they did. Either that or I was in another, multiverse. Did you guys see the video of the drone? Okay, we're going to talk about that.
We're going to hit that. We're going to talk about it.
We're going to talk about that, Terry.
Because that's huge.
Yeah, this falls into that. Now, what I'm suggesting is something a little darker, but it's within the administration. It's within their portfolio. Let's put it that way. So what if you do have a strategic defense initiative, Joe, and that's satellite based, right?
Yeah, it is.
What's the first thing you do during a full on, all out first strike?
Strike hard, strike fast.
What do you do? What's the first disruption?
First disruption is the power.
Nope. It's the thing that the power relies on. Comms. You want all communication taken out. No broadcasts.
Yeah, right. But normally, we strike power substations to knock that out.
This is why, in the nuclear nuclear non-proliferation treaties, that was why EMP weapons were banned. You see?
Yeah.
There's a reason for that. So we can't go around and test EMPs, can we? But we need something that, just in case those satellites do get knocked out, we need something that lets us to continue to have this communication, right? Let's think of it like this. They have these towers. They're set up all across the country, by the way. They were, I can't remember the name of them.
Siren.
There's another name. It's
the Scorpions.
I don't know.
There's Siren towers. We got Scorpion towers.
I think it's ground waves something. Anyway, they were to basically be horizon to horizon communication in the event that the satellites failed, or that
the ground wave emergency network.
That's Gwen. Thank you. So those towers were supposed to be for that, right?
Okay.
Wipe those towers out somehow, take them down. You still got to have a way to communicate. You got to have some way to communicate. So what if you had, say, a portable satellite system? one that knew exactly where it was geospatially, regardless of what the land underneath it looked like. The land underneath it might be blown to pieces, but it still knows because it just went out and mapped in massive numbers. Oh, and what if those are AI? What if
Right.
those are all autonomous vehicles? They are the absolute last line of defense. That is a big, scary what if. I wouldn't
But
want anyone to know that.
being propped like a prop plane or prop driven, I don't know if I'd expect it to. Mm.
I don't know either. I'm just saying. So, what if that were the case, or if these things were actually trying to do a sort of a war game with each other?
Well,
Well,
see, if that's the case, like war games and whatnot, you're still talking about safety briefings. You're talking about at minimum disclosure, where they're talking to agencies saying, "Hey, just if you see these things, don't freak out, don't sound alarms, don't just we know what it is, don't worry about it." And like that would be the minimum level of information given, because you still have to consider safety. That's why Wright Pat sterilized the airspace.
why don't you explain what that means?
So sterilization of airspace means that they locked out everything. Anybody who is a mechanic or you've watched TikTok and seen mechanic stuff, you've probably seen lockout, tag out systems, right? Think about that, but for air. This is
All of the air
when you
around.
sterilize a radial of airspace, there's nothing at any altitude. Okay, nothing at any altitude is to fly through that airspace.
Mhm.
Anything that is on the ground that was waiting for takeoff is permanently grounded until the sterilization is lifted.
Yep.
Okay, so it becomes a temporary no-fly zone for anything. That means that commercial will get rerouted. If you have a commercial jet that is going to be flying over at 35,000 feet,
Mhm.
they're going to get a warning that says, "Hey, diversionary course from A to B, flight zone's been sterilized. Stay out of this airspace. Go around it."
Yeah.
So they will go around that airspace as to
Mhm.
not go over it at all.
Yep. And that's what they did at Wright Pat. They did sterilize that space for a few hours, from what I understand. And it was due to UAS activity. It was actually said. So that was not top secret.
No.
That was not top secret at all.
Amy Young, good to have you over here.
Welcome.
Zero energy for
Welcome.
general public, game changer, and they don't want. Yeah, 0 point energy would be a game changer.
Yes, it would be.
And we're dealing with some of that, possibly with some of this technology that we might have,
Yeah,
and we're keeping it quiet. And that's one reason there's a big legal problem with some of this disclosure stuff.
It's totally possible.
Fish Billy says Jimmy Carter mentioned a craft that moves so slow it could be mistaken for clouds. Some laughed, except DARPA, a few others.
Yeah, a few others. So on the one hand, you do have that, and on the other hand, you have the like I said, the I call it the doomsday scenario, because that's what it would be. It would be autonomous robots basically getting the last fight in. You've got those possibilities on the table, is what you've got. And I'm saying that because we've seen a little bit of evidence for all the above. The problem is we've got these darn orbs, and we can't ignore these darn orbs. Those don't fit into the doomsday scenario. Those fit into something altogether. They fit into either a diversionary tactic, possibly, or they fit into like you said, some kind of a search, a recon.
Yeah.
Trying to, pinpoint these things. It's one of those two things is what it is.
Yep. I think that's what we're looking at with the physical stuff.
Yeah, that's the physical stuff. But there are other non-physical stuff.
Brandy brings up, I recently read that the Vatican is going to open spiritual portals on Christmas Eve.
Oh, dear God. This is
So
another
what
one.
if,
Thank you, Brandy, for bringing this up. I forgot this one in the briefing.
yeah, the portals one. So the Pope speaks
Every
Latin.
25 years, the ceremony takes place.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And portals are doors, like literal doors, like that's the world used for doors. And there are areas of the Vatican that have been sealed, and the only people who are allowed to go in are the Pope and his cardinals. That's it. These are being,
but those are ceremonial. That's what you're
they are,
trying. That's what you need to address. It's because
yeah,
I've seen this all over TikTok too.
yeah,
Pope's going to open these portals, and it's going to open a dimensional gateway to hell. What is wrong? No,
right.
it's
That is,
not.
it's so bizarre. And you know, I get it. There are weird, strange things. Like, we have watched these balls of light literally just bloop, there they are, and bloop, there they go. Are they going through some kind of a wormhole or a portal?
Possibly.
Or, you know, when we talk about portals, like literal portals and things like that, where it's labels, you know, we don't know what they are. We call them portals because it's a doorway.
Well, this was a bad use of portal.
Yeah, because they did a direct quote on him, and they used
Mhm.
portal, and I don't know why in the world they didn't see from a mile away that somebody was going to run with that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, they ran with it.
Yeah, they did.
They ran with it. They ran all the way with it, and now we're talking about everything under the sun. So those New Jersey drone sightings, either aliens are finally brave enough to take on Jersey, or the drones are just trying to figure out which exit they're supposed to take. Classic Garden State mystery. There you go. Like, that's exactly
You've solved it.
You've solved it, my friend. So yeah. Either way, what I wanted to get at with this thing was that if this is the one that I was talking about, the Skynet bots, basically, right? If that's the case, then they tested these things a couple years ago out west, and it was the same thing out there for 2 weeks. They denied, and then all of a sudden it just died. No one talked about that again at all until like a week or two ago. We brought it up, and then I saw somebody else bring it up just a couple of days ago. I'm like, So the theory is that they could have been trying to test it out there, and this was the real world test. So they brought it out into, where it's at right now. Possibly. Either way, something's going on, and it's got the whole internet going crazy because now we're back into some really obscure stuff, and they've even drug up our favorite conspiracy theory in the whole wide world at this point.
Yeah. Pat says, I don't know when, I don't know where, but the end is nigh. Team Big Rock.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what they want you to think. And that's the whole point of what's going on out there. For some reason, everyone needs to be afraid. I don't understand it. There's no reason, really. They're drones. That's literally it. Whether they are doing a top secret DOD mission, there's not a thing you can do about that. Okay. Looking at them ain't going to help. Getting them on video ain't going to help because it's always going to be blurry.
Yeah.
It's not going to matter. If they're after these UAP, and they may be, it ain't going to matter because one of two things is going to happen. And like Pat just said, one of two things is going to happen. Either A, we're going to get disclosure and it's going to be good, or we're going to get disclosure and it's going to be really not good. And that's the only two alternatives that there really is.
Yeah. Brandy comes back, says the Vatican hides stuff though. Yeah, no, every government.
There's
does.
no
The Vatican is basically a government.
It's a government
that way. They've they have their own sovereign area, and they kind of operate sovereignly, and they've got very secret, very, very secret rooms and rituals and rites that they perform. But
so maybe they're going to turn on the transmitter. Maybe, I mean, who knows? Again, I don't joke about this anymore. Everything is plausible. Everything's on the table at this point, right?
Octopus says it's a bad use of portals.
It is a very bad use. But anyway, regardless, like I said, they've actually resorted, back to this, and some of these folks
Scott
are actually.
Holbrook.
Oh, Scott.
Thanks, brother.
Blessings, blessings. Do you feel blessed? Because you are. You're blessed.
Beth says, why won't they just tell people? Because at this point, most people have already experienced something unnatural anyway. Peoples would probably just accept it at this point. And you are not wrong, Beth.
No, you're not wrong. Yeah, at this point, I think we're desensitized enough to it. And, we can thank them for that too, because they've put it out there quite a bit. The push and pull and the shoves. But what's really bad is when you start trying to blame other entities for this to push your own propaganda and your own fear campaigns. Pay attention to who's doing that. That's all I'm going to say about that. You pay attention to who's doing that. You'll know who to vote for next time.
Brandy says, I have a lot of family and friends in New Jersey, and none of them were scared. I don't think people are scared at all, but the media is trying to make us scared.
Exactly what you said, Randy. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You have to look between the lines and kind of read between the lines. I mean, when you actually have things like Project Bluebeam being mentioned in the actual media, you've hit a new area that we just haven't been to.
Brandy says people are irritated with them in the government, but I don't think people are very scared. The media is just trying to make them that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spookfest says, look at Stephen Greer, the lost century, and how we reclaim it. What? I'm sure there's probably something I missed up here, but
what? No, that's
like
The Lost Century is one of his documentaries that he did. I'm sorry. I know you all like
turn
him.
on your thermals.
I can't.
Don't use your infrared.
I can't get behind Greer anymore.
Oh, the golden ones.
I just can't anymore because of the whole fake CE5 thing that he did. Yeah. And I'm not going to discount the guy. I guarantee you he actually did go out there. He actually did have a CE5. It wouldn't surprise me a bit.
Oh, yeah. With some of the stuff that he's talked about, and he was the pioneer for a lot of what we do. He made some really dumb choices, and Todd Standing himself.
He made some bad choices.
And he's going to have to own those choices eventually. And to this day, he won't.
He won't. And now he's jumped on the Bluebeam wagon as well, just to let you know.
Oh boy!
I saw an interview with him this morning. They were interviewing him, and he was.
I know. I saw it late last night. That probably a segment from that same one. He brought up Bluebeam, and my eyes rolled so hard I about gagged.
Yeah. So anyway, but you know what? We really have to thank Bluebeam.
We do, because if it wasn't for Bluebeam, we wouldn't have.
Sergey. But gather round, children. Gather round, because we know of the Sky Daddy, but we don't know of the origin of the Sky Daddy and how he became such
you guys unlocked
a powerful figure.
The new blessing.
And here is the story of the coming of the Sky Daddy, how he came to be with us.
Are you ready?
Let's open the... This one makes me so happy.
Oh, that is fantastic.
I'm so happy I can make that for you guys. That took a little doing. Again, everything is handmade. I don't do, the whole, I don't do AI stuff.
That wasn't AI. Ron actually animated.
That was all animated by me. That's
fantastic. The deep lore.
Deep
lore. Yeah, if you follow like the lore graph, we're up here near like Warhammer and World of Warcraft.
That's hilarious.
Everybody's excited.
You like it? Was it worth it? You tell me. Because there was some that satellite gave me a pain. I'll just tell you.
Oh, no doubt. That was nice and smooth, though. You did a good job.
Just getting that thing to look right. There is actually, you know, someone was
You're
asking
getting
about
rave reviews over there.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you so much. We'll play it again here in just a second for you too, because there's some folks who are just coming in. But look, that came about. Someone had asked earlier in our group chat over there on in the group. It was from UFO Invasion. It was a special report we did. It was back in February of 2023 when, you know, all the crazy stuff happened with the so-called balloons, as you remember at the time. That was the last time we had this kind of a mass hysteria. Anyway,
I got a feeling we're gonna have more mass hysteria.
so we did a special, and you can go watch that special. It's on one of the lives. Just go back and play it. But there's a whole section on you know, Blue Beam and some of the conspiracy theories and whatnot back there too. And some of those are being drug up now, just to let you know. So it's a good episode. If you haven't got to see it, go check it out. Yeah. So we are looking at some very interesting data points, right, Joe? So
Well, before we hit those data points,
go ahead.
Terry brings up a very valuable point. Todd Standing's Muppets are taking over the internet again. I have seen them nonstop on all the Bigfoot pages for the last 3 or 4 days.
I haven't seen them.
And oh my gosh,
I know what they are. I just haven't seen them. Like, they haven't come across my feed yet.
The blonde one and the dark one keep coming across, and people are treating them like they're brand new.
Well, that's okay, because, you know, I think someone
beat the squatch out of it again is what's happening. It's because we talked about that on an episode many moons ago.
Yeah,
in a galaxy far, far away, when Wayne was still with us.
Yep, that's true.
Thing, and how the cycle happens with UFOs and with Bigfoot, and they will regurgitate hoaxes instead of really good material. They're like, "Oh yeah, we're going to run with the hoax."
Yep. So, speaking of hoaxes,
get my squatch stick.
Don't get the squatch stick.
Take the squatch stick out of it.
It's okay. It's okay. Just calm down. Calm it. It's all good. It's all good. John, what you got there? What is it? The doomsday clock has never been closer to midnight than it is today. And we will still have warhawks in Congress and the media are trying to start war with Iran. Drones in New Jersey are a convenient lie. True, all true, except for the doomsday clock is now useless garbage, because they added things like global warming, AI, which is not useless garbage, probably the closest thing to wipe us out of existence, because it doesn't care. It doesn't have any morals. So if it gets the idea to destroy us, it will. There's just no going back with that one. As far as the other stuff, just give it time. You'll see. There are actually ways around, you know, the whole, I guess the eve of destruction kind of thing here. What about the sightings over the Ohio military base? Well, that was that's right.
That was right, Pat. We talked about that.
Donald, welcome.
Donald, Donald. Okay, I saw that caller in the D, and I thought it was somebody who'd already been on. Donald, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we talked about that just a moment ago with the sanitization of the airspace over right, Pat. They were told to stand down, and they were actually told it was
UAS.
UAS.
Stand down due to UAS activity. And that's
they sanitized the airspace. That was it.
So let's talk about this other thing that we were kind of skirting around here for a while.
Beth says, "Can y'all show what I caught in the skies around here on a cloudy night, no stars?"
Absolutely.
Not right now.
No. That's classified. We'll have to. If anybody wants to see that, you have to meet us in the skiff. We'll actually get that up for you later. It'll probably be on
the year in review.
It'll be probably on In Focus, something like that. I don't know what's going on yet. Either way, it'll be later.
First, we'll do the first In Focus of the new year.
Yeah. So anyway, let's go back to someone brought it up earlier. They were talking about there you go. They were talking about the orb that the drone that got too close to the orb. Remember that out in Arizona?
Yes. Terry brought that up.
I saw a lot of those videos, and almost all of them, I could say, it's probably CGI. But when I saw that one's
legitimate. There's no tampering.
I don't know what that is, and
it's real.
It's as real as anything that we've caught. Let's put it that way. And if it's not, then someone is very good in a studio. And by that, I mean like
Hollywood.
yeah, absolutely. You
And
know,
it was done, not just done like it was done on a very, very, very high powered device to then squeeze it
to
into
emulate it. Yeah, to emulate it. Right, right. It would have to be. But I just don't see that. That's a legitimate encounter.
Our contrail's part of airspace sanitization. F-22s with Febreze.
There's another challenge.
We need to have a skiff soon. We do need to have a skiff soon, actually, Larry.
Yeah. So
Speaking of skiffs happening, potentially the funding of things
yeah.
locally.
You all right there? You good?
Monthly meeting.
Right. We are going to have those monthly meetings
Or quarterly meetings.
yeah, quarterly, not monthly. God knows.
An in-person meeting.
We're not going to do monthly. I'm never
The
going to do
wild
that.
weird skiff. That's what we can call it.
I like that, but we're not going to call it that. But that's totally what it is. Yeah, it will be a briefing and it will be in person. And we will try to figure out ways, like I said, to include our friends and fans around the world as well, at least to certain parts of it. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Anyway, Orange Orb over Arizona. What is your take on what we saw with that video? And first of all, has everybody else seen this yet?
Yeah, the Anita Allen says, which video? Do we have it?
I can find it. I don't have it, but I can find the link.
Free use for news purposes.
Where is it? Where is it? Sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't. There's rules to that now.
Oh, gotcha. Well,
I've
those
seen
other
yeah, I
UFO
know.
tubers have been posting it.
Yep, I know.
So
I know.
we'll throw it on here. Brandy says, what video? We're trying to snag
I'm
it.
going
We're
to
going
try to find the actual link. That way you guys can just go see it yourself. So it doesn't matter.
Here.
You got it? Did I send it to you?
What's in the chat with me and Dave?
Yeah. Just post that. That way they can see it and then know there's no issues with, any kind of copyright violations, etc. As well as you should know, there are folks out there who are creating left and right fake videos. We saw a few of those as well. And posting those up on TikTok, Instagram, X. If you look at the bottom, it actually says generated with AI or CGI created or something like that. You got to look at that because that's the part that's usually getting cut off that these other people are reposting. If you see that, you obviously know. But there's a couple of guys out there who've made some really convincing stuff, and it's from a flight simulator. The ones that you're seeing, there's a TIE Interceptor. There's actually
it's Microsoft Flight Simulator Pro Deluxe.
It's not. I found it actually. It's a online flight simulator, and some of the modules for this thing are hundreds of dollars. They said if you actually wanted to do it all, I think it's like $4,000 to actually have all the vehicles in this thing.
Oh my gosh!
Yes, it's massive.
I thought they were using the Deluxe Pro.
No, it's not. This thing is absolutely incredible. It's the one that you've seen where they're like landing the planes on the aircraft carrier and then doing all the weird stuff. It's also the one that generated the UFO chase over Area 51 a couple of years ago, or last year, whenever it was. So that's where it came from as well. It's something one. I can't remember the name of it. But anyway, the one guy who does that, it's the same person. No, I have to get his name. I can't remember what it is right now, but you'll know it when you see it. There's a TIE Interceptor. There's a Cylon Raider now, which is probably pretty apt. And there's, of course, the UFOs, but you can tell that those are generated. There's a lot of folks doing that. So watch yourself when you do see these things, question them. If they look really, really, really good, question it, look at it close. Sometimes it's a little too good. That's why the one in Arizona has me a little concerned, because it doesn't look like that. It looks like it's actually being shot from a phone.
And it's got the wobble and everything, and the wobble's perfect. The ray tracing is perfect. Like,
and you can't do this because
they would have had to use the new Unreal Engine to do the ray tracing, and like, you're not going to do that on a phone.
Yeah, that encounter between the drone and the UAP would have been so incredibly hard to even try to animate, especially because if you notice, it goes out of focus a couple times and comes right back into focus.
And
It's
the
perfect.
the light movement,
Yeah,
the motion blur from the lights.
yeah. There's just too many things about this that says this
I'm
is
trying
real.
to find this stinking thing.
Well, we did have quite a bit of conversations this week. There was a lot going on. There was a lot going on, so I understand. Trust me, but it should be there.
So, all right, back over to the comments real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I still feel weird saying I've seen a UFO, but I've seen UAP orb with friends of my sister years ago. Yeah, I remember you telling us about that.
There's nothing weird about it. I promise you, there's nothing weird about it. That's what we're trying to do.
Do we have color-coded clearances for the skiffs? I want the black clearance, please.
You guys are hilarious. All right, you do that. I'm going to try to find this for you guys. Open up some conversations.
Have you guys seen the Tedesco brothers catches on UAPs and orbs? Yeah, they're identical to ours, and I've actually been in touch with them.
We've actually been kind of bouncing ideas off of a lot of people, so hopefully we'll hear something from them on that as well.
None of it. You don't really see a bunch of this stuff that goes on behind the scenes, just because like we really don't broadcast stuff until there's something moving. But we have been in touch with a bunch of people. So
I'm not sure what's going to happen at this point as far as what we've managed to, stumble over. But and it's not just us now. Let's call it for what it is. There's these sightings have been seen in several places now. There's multiple individuals out there who are actually seeing the same things. This is getting a little, it's getting a little interesting. Let's put it that way.
Yep.
Our hope is, to get into these areas and deploy some of this equipment and see if we can, use some other of our assets to try to validate what is being seen. What I can tell you is they're not satellites. I know that Les had posted some today, and in particular, and contacted me, and we were going back and forth talking about some stuff, and he thinks they're satellites. They're not satellites, and like I told him, it's like they don't move that way. So I got Dave.
You can also get apps to track that,
right? And I got Dave, to pretty much validate that as well. So it's uncharted territory. It's different. I get it. People, it's kind of uncomfortable, but there's nothing weird about it. Just call it what it is. It's a UAP at this point. Until we figure out what it is, that's what it's going to be. All I can tell you is that a lot of people are seeing these things.
Oh, absolutely. And it's extremely bizarre.
Oh yeah. It's
I'm going to have to, I'm going to go try to find and use the Control F function.
What's that?
Find.
I think I might have. Let me see.
Because I can't find it in the conversations.
I think I found it. Maybe. That's not it. That's right. Patterson. Good gosh. There's a lot of links. What is that?
Oh, that's my computer telling me that it can't do that function.
Got you. Yeah, that's New Jersey.
So it didn't like it. So this was what, last Thursday?
I think. No, it wasn't Thursday. No. Where is that at? It's like it's not here anymore. Oh, that's convenient. I saw where
Yeah,
we were
like
talking about
it's
it.
gone.
I saw where we were talking about it.
Well, it should be right there.
Yeah, it should be. What in the world?
It's like it's been scrubbed.
Oh, I don't know. I wonder if it's out there anymore.
Yeah, but it should still have like a dead link in the chat. That's the weird part. But like the whole, because you should be looking for a comment where I said, if that's fake, it's Hollywood.
Right. Okay. Well, keep everybody entertained. I'll go look and keep looking for this.
Okay. Okay. So here we go.
I'm on this duty. You guys, yeah.
Power Band says, is it deleted?
I don't know.
Might be, but if it's deleted, then it scrubbed it from the chat. There should still be like a grayed out marker there where it used to be.
Uh-huh. So let's get some consensus out there. Let's hear about some people, some ideas, some whatever. Talk about what you want to talk about while we're scrolling through here trying to find this thing. Like the other night, I actually got noticed that there were drones over where I grew up, in particularly, literally where I grew up, like in that area. And then I did get a phone call from my cousin who said, "Yep, there were 5 over here."
There were 5 over Hurricane too.
Yeah,
one of my neighbors saw them.
Those were regular drones.
Yeah.
Now I went out that night and tried with the.
John Turley's in the house. What's going on, man?
Said, hey,
can I
John.
get Swiss cheese on my last sandwich?
Hey, heck yeah, that's the best.
Seth Lemill's here. Season's greetings, everybody. How you doing, brother? Good to see you.
Season greetings. Wheel. That's the old Geiger counter just ticking off in the background.
Pat says the Men in Black got it.
Well, I don't know, man.
Spookfest says MIB strikes again. Yeah, that's weird.
It's definitely weird. Unless it's just one of these weird links.
No, Dan, it's not that one, Danny.
There's the incident right, Pat. Here's something I said, believe it or not. Is this it? Got it. Here we go. That's it. Got it. Okay. It was actually from, looks like Phoenix is where that was from. And here, my friends, is the link. You guys can go take a look at that. See what you think. Because
Amy Young says Greer's not your favorite, but we are considering CE5 monthly meetings. Greer is not CE5 himself.
Yeah, that's one of the things that he
something
did.
that are totally possible without Greer being around. The problem is he faked one, at least one, and it was caught on camera.
He did, but he also claims CE5s is something that he created. It's not. People have been doing CE5 since those first cave paintings were drawn.
Yeah, it's just a state of meditation.
I mean, I did a CE5 in 1989 or no, 1994, sorry, 1994, that resulted in a basically a crop circle in my neighbor's yard, or in their field. I didn't know what it was called at the time. I thought it was just an experiment. Greer named these things CE5s and wrote a few books, wrote some, made some movies and some videos, and then took people out, which was cool. He should have did that. But unfortunately, he made sure that everybody saw something, which you don't do.
Yeah. Yeah. But when you're paying $10,000 a person to go out and sit on a sand dune, I guess you feel obliged to,
well, I mean, we had folks who came and spent, $50 to hang out with us and get some free, some food in the process. And they saw stuff and there was no planes called in to drop flares. That's all I'm
So
saying.
Donald says, will aliens be subject to deportation? We don't use the word alien because we don't know what it is. Like, we're very data driven. And because we're actually researchers ourselves, we don't we're not just desk jockeys that sit here and do this. We go out in the field and we conduct research, and it's filmed, a lot of it, and you can watch it on Paranormal Horizons. But we aliens, we say aliens, but like,
what does that mean? Yeah, right. I mean, that's the whole thing. What,
like, we have the concept of aliens that was created by sci-fi, like, but are they from another planet?
what's our data? What does our data say at this point? You can share that with them.
The data shows mixed possibilities because we see certain targets that seem to be coming in from orbit, and we have certain targets that just appear at ground level. And these are strange UFO, UAP type phenomena, and there's no other label that we can place on it. And we've used scientific devices to take readings and gather as much information as we can, to try to find some kind of an answer, or at least come up with a way to predict or, get more results.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah. That's absolutely a good way to put that. And I've seen a lot of people out there, by the way, doing some really goofy things with these drones, shooting lasers at them and whatnot.
If they're FAA blinkers, do not do that.
Don't do that, guys. Please
straight to
don't
jail.
do that. Please
straight to jail.
You don't have enough to pay that fine, by the way.
Go, guys, if you want to see the video that we were talking about where the somebody flies looks like a commercial drone into a red ball of light in the sky, and it just dies.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's what happens.
So copy paste that link, go into your browser, and use it. Go see if it'll work and if you can bring the video up.
Hey, hang on a sec. I will be right back. I'm going to go on mute. I'm going to try to find another video, and I shall be right back. Joe, do the thing.
Yeah, you got it. Now, LR, you're right. It is a very interesting video. The number one takeaway is that you wish people would learn to hold their phones in landscape and not portrait. That is the one thing on this one that lends a lot more credence to it, in my opinion. Because if it was in landscape, you could have shot it with an XLR camera or anything, and then just loaded it with your phone. It takes a little bit of doing to get things into this aspect ratio, and to get it to look right. And so to me, it was filmed right from that device. Amy says the ancient stone writings say that we're the aliens. I don't think you're too far off there, Amy. Let's see. Then we've got, what is the white thing at the bottom of the video? Was that a drone or an aircraft? Let me go look, because I can't remember. It's been like a week and a half since I watched it myself. Why? I'm going to have to go over to the YouTube to grab it. Great. Here we go. All right. So you've got the drone, which is the subject in the middle of the screen, and you can see the blinkers on it. And it looks small. Those two lights right there, that is an aircraft. And those are landing lights on the aircraft that you can see. And as the camera goes out of focus, you can even see its FAA lights starting to blink a little bit. And you'll be able to track it that way. But that is definitely aircraft. The two lights, the two white ones, definitely conventional aircraft coming in for landing. Then let's see. Power Band says Brown Mountain lights are crazy. Is there a spot around here in West Virginia like that? We are researching an area that is similar to that currently right now. Then let's see who else. Terry McCullough says, I've not caught anything close to the ground, but I've caught several things in the sky that just appear and then vanish. Yeah, that is something for sure. Anita says, see, I've been interacting with non-corporeal intelligences my whole life. This is normal. Making a big deal of it is like getting excited about white tube socks to me. Why would Greer fake it? Because he was paid $10,000 by multiple people. Like a lot of people. And money makes people be dumb, Anita. And there was an aircraft that flew that dropped flares, and he was telling people to not use their thermal imaging or their night vision cameras during this experiment. And there was a guy that just got really uneasy about the whole thing and fired his camera up against the wishes of Greer, and the evidence was right there. Proof was in the pudding, we'll say. Or the plane was in the sky, one of the two.
It was an unfortunate incident, but yeah,
it really was.
They actually traced the plane's route, all that. So yeah, it's real. It's real. That doesn't mean, like I said, he didn't do what he did. I'm just saying that he did that, and
he hurt himself really bad.
He hurt himself in the community. That'd be like us going out and faking something. I wouldn't expect anyone to ever look at us again.
Nope, never.
I don't do it, and I don't want to see other people doing it. And when these people do this stuff, it really aggravates me. There are people who are out there right now faking videos, putting it on their YouTube, and they're acting like, they're doing a service. You're not doing a service. You're faking videos. Videos should not be faked.
You're creating content. Yes. You're getting clicks and likes. Yes. You're hurting the actual content production of real people.
Well, you're hurting the data.
You're burying people who are actually doing real work. You're burying real data with fake garbage, and everybody eats it up for whatever reason. I have no idea why, but people gravitate to the fake stuff so fervently.
So I'll show you something that's not fake. And this is the kind of stuff that doesn't get shared. I mean, I guess it gets shared around 60,000 people or so, but there could be more.
I can still see it. I don't have to close my eyes.
Yeah,
I can see it.
It's Men in Black, Mothman, it all people started putting two and two together.
And in just a few minutes, the thing looked like it came right out of the clouds.
One lady told me in particular, she said, after I saw that thing, I would not drive at night.
And they were even shooting beams down on the ground.
4.2. It's following the game trail.
What? UAP over the horizon.
1.6. What? Got a 1.61.
And that is a typical day.
Yeah. Cameras up.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Watching the sky, watching the numbers move, being chased through the woods by things that ain't there. That's a typical day for us. So we try to, go out there and document that. Yet that doesn't get seen.
I would rather be poor with my integrity than fake something.
Yep. Absolutely. Thank you, Anita. You know what? You deserve a blessing for that. It may never get old.
Never.
It may never get old.
Oh, I love it.
Long may he reign.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But they that the hoax stuff makes my head hurt.
Oh, the
Anyway.
hoax stuff's terrible. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
fact, and I think that we have, we're not going to get away from it. It's just what it is. It's going
Yep.
to be there, and sensationalism. It's going to be there. I mean, I can guarantee you right now. I can turn this thing on, and I can scroll over, and let's just see what the latest nonsense is concerning our drones issue. For
Mark Winnell has joined us. Good to see you on here, brother. Always good to see you on here.
Well, there is one thing that we do need to talk about that isn't drone related.
And that would be the Hellbent Holler Adventure shirt and the Hellbent Holler Adventure hat. When in doubt, get your Hellbent Holler Adventure gear from hellbentholler.com when they're back in stock. Right now, they're currently out of stock because, there's too many adventurers out there.
Real ones. Anyway, let's see. No, there is actually, oh yeah, there's another thing. You guys grab a satellite tracker app and get Flight Radar. You can get the free version.
Free ones.
Yeah. And use those to the best of your ability before taking pictures and posting them and saying things like, it's over my house. Or better yet, you won't believe what's over my house. I mean, those things will get you clicks. It really will.
They will. But
it's not helping anything. The ones that just post, like we've seen here, there's a couple of good people who we deal with in this collective, and we all work together by check this out, check that out. That's how it works. It works as that group, and that's what the West Virginia House Strangers Collective is, and that's what we build it for. And that's why we are going to be doing these in-person get-togethers, this coming year, and it's going to be fantastic. We're going to actually be able to sit around a table, and we're going to be able to discuss these things, look at data that hasn't been presented publicly yet. You're literally going to see the table that we put the stuff onto, and you're going to be able to be a part of trying to figure out what that is.
It's basically our version of Watch the Ranch from Skinwalker Ranch, but you get to come do it in person.
You're talking about what is it? Beyond, wasn't it? Beyond the Ranch, or Behind the Ranch, or behind I don't know what they call it. Something like that. Yeah, it's that last thing they do.
Yeah. So Donald Overton says, why New Jersey as the most covered? I think the reason it's the most covered right now is one, the population density and the volume of reports, and two, it kind of seemed to almost start with those drones there for whatever reason, but they've been watching it. You also have like this graphic shows multiple military installations and storage, nuclear weapon storage. So there's that.
Looking for something.
Is this an ad for Hellbent Holler merch? Not mad, just asking.
No.
No, it's not. It's just us having fun.
It's an inside joke.
They'll make you holla.
Yeah, it's inside joke.
Yeah, it was an inside joke from Cryptic Gone.
Pretty funny stuff, actually. Where is that image at? I can't find it now. Hang on.
Yeah, Spookfest says Virginia 17 days over the one of the largest bases on the East Coast over at Langley.
That's right.
Those weren't these kind of drones.
That's right. That was.
Yep, Brandy, you are right. They're not just nuclear power, but they also have nuclear storage.
Where is it at?
Pat says the power went out one time and I saw a giant cloud in space that was coming to swallow Earth. The power came back on and it was gone.
Okay. 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 All right.
That's a deep cut, Pat. That's a good science cut.
Yeah.
I love it.
So anyway,
The things we miss because of light pollution.
you guys remember, was it back in October when there was this announcement that there was this imminent thing that was going to come out before the election, and it was going to throw everything off, and it was the UK and China, and they were going to, one of them was going to announce disclosure that they had found the signal, a actual non-terrestrial intelligent technosignature. Remember that?
Yeah, real quick, Jen asked a question. All the states where the drones have been seen over military bases, are these bases all like Right Pat with a history of UFO stuff? No. Sure not. There's not many bases like Right Pat. We'll just say that.
That's true.
Right Pat's special.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Let's check our CPMs here. See what I was going to say, wow, we had a high of 115, but I know where that came from.
Yeah, it came from your magic beads.
Yeah, magic beads.
So yeah, Ron, okay, the announcement that was supposed to be coming from the UK and China.
Well, that's back in the news again. And it looks like, according to this little post, which I don't necessarily believe, so don't quote anything that, is in this as the gospel. But according to them, Friday, tomorrow, there's supposed to be a big announcement.
It's actually right now for them.
Oh, it's right now. So it should be happening live. Okay, folks, we should get disclosure live and before the show ends. That's
actually what I'm looking up.
All right, let's see. Let's see if that's the case. Let's see if China has made a
it's 10:43 in the morning there for Friday right now.
There's a chance. There's a chance.
So they've not made the announcement yet. It was supposed to be but allegedly it's going to be coming today. So while we're asleep, there's going to be some major news dropped.
Yeah, that concerns all of humanity, and very cryptic sounding. But what it means is, according to this one astronomer, Dave has checked into this, and he seems to believe that this is legit, which is kind of interesting, because this is about the Proxima signal, the Proxima B, or I believe that's what it was.
Yep.
Again, we talked about it not that long ago, but yeah, it's back in the
news. Like, subscribe, and do all the things while you're here, guys.
Please do. I always forget to do that. When we have like 50 some people, I always forget to tell you guys to do that. And it's just not very conductive to our numbers.
We always forget.
It's terrible.
We get caught up. We're having a good time, just like you guys.
It's a good time. It's a good time. So it doesn't really matter.
Seth says, I have magic beans. So does Ron. Ron's will make you glow.
Yeah, I got some magic beans. Yeah. You want some? They're only about 118 CPM or so. I mean, they'll light you up.
And they were only supposed to glow, Seth. All they were supposed to do was glow.
Well, they glow. They do.
They glow.
They do glow.
Fever.
Yeah, they glow. That's yeah. That's glowing. That's nuts. Anyway. So
Pat just said they're announcing their annexation of Taiwan.
Oh Lord. So we're waiting. While we're waiting on China to announce that aliens
this
are
was
here.
the big listen. This was the big allegedly, like it's what everybody thinks.
Yeah. And the UK is the other party here. So basically they're trying to get these papers published, and whoever gets the paper published first and gets it peer reviewed first, they got it. They're the ones who get to announce, we discovered basically alien life. And I have to say alien in this case, because it's
off planet.
Off planet.
It's true off planet.
Yeah. So so in that respect, we're kind of watching and seeing what happens with this. So be it true or not, we'll see. I mean, for all we know, within the next few hours, we might have confirmation that humanity's not alone. And what would that mean? What would that mean in the face of all this nonsense that we're seeing out there right now? I tell you what I mean. It would mean we better get our act together.
Yeah.
It mean we better sit down at some tables and start talking instead of
We had to
doing
get real
stupid crap.
comfortable with a lot of stuff real
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Christmas dinner is going to be real weird.
It's going to be weird for the first few years. Yeah, exactly. But we'll get there. And that's literally where we're at with this. It could come. I mean, everything that we've pretty much predicted at this point has taken some weird form that seems to have which we'll do that on the New Year's show.
Next episode.
Yeah, we're going to
next episode.
Yeah, the next
episode after next.
Yeah. We will look at last year's predictions and see how close we got, and it's pretty terrifying.
Yeah, we do. We have a bad habit of being really good at those.
Yeah, go back and watch them. They're pretty hilarious, actually.
You have to go back and listen to the first 3.
Yeah, there was no watch. It was only listen. You're right. But there's only been like 1 or 2 things that we've missed at this point, and
we only missed it by a month and a half on one of them.
Yep. If we wouldn't do the actual months, we'd probably have a track record that's 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, guys, what is your what is your take on all this? That's going to be the best question.
Pat says it would make sense that extraterrestrials would talk to the Chinese first. Over 1 billion people in a modern society.
Well, I mean, I don't know that they talked to, particularly anyone first, other than the fact that, they've got listening stations. The UK has listening stations. We have them. We were probably too busy doing something stupid at the time and missed the signal. That's quite honestly probably what happened with the US.
Well, I thought Green Bank captured it too. I thought that was one of the significant things about it was China, UK, and
the Green Bank. This discovery was the possible 8 techno-signatures that were discovered, and they used AI to cipher through the data, which would have took like forever, and it did it in like no time at all. It was pretty amazing, actually.
Let's see.
Good.
Don't be scared too much. They're probably cool.
Oh yeah, they're cool. We know those guys.
LR is 100% right, and this is one of I've actually got this written on my cubicle wall. That a person is smart, but people are dumb. Agent K said it best.
K. Yeah. It's true.
Yep. Hurstland, good to see you back on here. Try and put some more pollution. You're not wrong. There are number 1 leader in pollution. So busy making that money, we forgot to save humanity. Oh, yeah.
Hey, look, somebody subscribed. We're at 23.96, guys.
I'm gonna bet that it was Amy.
23.96.
I'm putting money on it was Amy.
Wow. We only need 4 more to hit 2,400. That is pretty good, guys. Pretty good. I'm proud of all of you.
Lurkers out there better go do the thing. Smash that like button like it owes you money. Put us to 2,400 for Christmas.
I mean, they'll go to 2,400, but somebody will probably listen to this and get offended by something, and it'll drop back down to 90.
New York and New Jersey are basically the same.
See, like that right there. That's what did it last time.
I know.
God. That's exactly what happened last time.
It was Amy.
Guilty.
Thanks, Amy. Good to have you.
Many thanks, Amy. For you who do not know, you new folks out there, we do have a rather interesting show, because you will see these little things that pop up from time to time. Just to let you know, those are normal. Those little animations are normal. They are part of an inside joke, and they're blessings is what they are. And every time someone donates a super chat, a blessing goes up. That's one of them. and that's probably the leader of the
That was the first one.
That was the very first one, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what got it rolling.
So that's, if you see that, that's a good thing. Don't get all freaked out and say what the heck's going on, what I get myself into. Anyway, so let's talk a little bit about these in-person actual get-together things that we're going to be doing.
Yeah.
In 2025.
My first car accident was in Jersey. That sucks, man.
Ugh. Anyway, so what we'll be doing basically is we will be gathering together physically, the ones that can. This will be in the Charleston area.
Charleston, West Virginia.
Yes, Charleston, West Virginia. Sorry, the rest of you Carolina folks out there. It will be here. So we'll get together. We'll have some food. We'll have some kind of audio video equipment there where you guys can screen stuff and whatnot as well. It will not be a sale. There won't be any vendors, anything like that, but there will be people who come in occasionally to have little talks and lectures and whatnot with you guys, if all goes well.
And there will be a door fee for people unless you're one of the funders.
Yeah, but
if you're one of the funders of it, then you're just in. But general public people or people who are just following and hanging out, like, just because we got to cover the food.
Yeah, there's food. Now, if you don't want food, that's cool.
If you don't want food, no sweat. We can get around it.
Nope. But typically, what will happen is how we'll do it is we will probably have a couple of shows like here, and we'll have that little super chat thing, and once we hit X amount, we know that we've got enough to maybe get pizzas for everybody or something.
Yeah.
Or potluck. There you go.
Or potluck. Yeah, we could potluck them too. Like have certain ones where we do potluck. Absolutely, we can do that.
Yep. Because
it'd be fun.
The building's fine. We don't have any fee there at all. Just to let you know. It's all going to be dependent upon food and any if we have to get like a speaker or something like that. We might have to pay for a speaker at some point. I don't know. It just depends.
It just depends. Yeah.
Or how big this gets. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So we're just talking about all the possibilities. It doesn't mean that's what the first meeting is going to be. So don't,
Power Band says in the field meetings, some of them can be.
We will have those as well.
We're going to be doing the workshops, and those will have a cover involved to put those on, just because they cost a lot to do.
Well, the last one we had to pay for everybody's admission to the Mothman Museum, for example.
Yep.
But it was worth it. Everybody had a blast.
Oh, yeah. And then the food and everything. So there's just a lot involved. But yeah, the infield meetups, we might even do some infield stuff where we're literally, it's not a workshop. Like if we do infield stuff, it will not be us teaching you how to do a thing. You will need to either you will be an analyst on the ground with us, holding a camera, collecting data, recording data. Like it'll be real field work more than us doing like a teaching on how the equipment works. So like it would, the field work part would have, you would have to have at least attended one of the workshops previously before.
Yeah.
Just because you gotta know how to conduct yourself out in the field with us, as well as be able to use the equipment safely, and understand how it works and what it's reading. Those are all crucial.
So how many folks, I'm looking at this, looks like quite a few is interested. So how many of you folks would be able to make it? That's going to be the question I'm looking at. So if you plan on actually being in attendance to one of these things, just pop up and say, yeah, I'm in.
We're not going to, guys, we're not going to do it midweek. Like
oh no, it won't be happening.
We'll do it on a Saturday night.
Yeah. It'll be on something you can actually attend.
Or like a Saturday day.
Yeah. And yes, as it does get a little bit, nicer out, we are planning on some stuff. If it gets a little nicer next year, in the evenings, we'll probably have at some point where we get to go out and have Dave there and do like a sky watch or something like that too. So
we're over 10. So I'm.
Oh wow, yeah. That's looking good. So yeah, that's going to be pretty. Okay, cool. I was just wondering, as far as location went, if we were okay, but it looks like we're good. So, I mean, we've got enough room for hundreds of people, so it doesn't.
Yeah, we have a room that we can use.
We're good. So we're good. We've got enough room for over 100 people easy. I'd say probably around 200, but it's good enough.
Always follow the orbs, look directly at the lasers, always take everything I say as gospel. Rules for the field. Oh man.
Oh, that is just great. Speaking of rules for the field, I think Beth was on here earlier and she had said something about some stuff. That is a future thing that's going to be
Yeah,
happening.
we've got like 15 or 20 people who are wanting to do it. So
awesome.
We'll start orchestrating those and we'll keep, especially during the winter months, if we do one earlier in the year, we'll keep an eye on the weather and we'll pick a weekend that's going to be clear for travel to do that kind of stuff because I don't want you to have to drive it.
Yeah, I don't like that stuff. Yeah, that's aggravating.
But, and like it's even though it's indoors, it's not safe to be running around to hang out and talk.
No. Especially not for like the first ones. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Maybe as we move forward. But I'll tell you, I think it's going to be really beneficial. I think if we can get enough people in there and get everybody on the same track, set them down at the tables, get everybody to, get an idea of what we're looking at. This is the collective. So this is literally
it would be the collective assembly.
Yeah, this will actually be it. This is when we put it all together, and we've been working on this for years now. At this point,
we've had folks we've met in the field and worked with in the field, but this is like actual analytics and review and data. I guess. Well, like I said, analytics.
Do we have to sign what?
Do we have to sign an NDA and non-compete? No non-compete, but probably an NDA for some stuff.
You may, honestly, and that's not a joke. If it's for something else, you may have to. Yeah,
because from where we do Paranormal Horizons and some of our own other content for our channel, there will be certain things that we will not want spoken about openly or publicly, until that content's out. Once the content's out, go for it. Go nuts.
Yeah, have fun with it.
But until it's released.
Yeah, that's the reason we don't show a lot of things until it's it's looked at by a lot of people. You essentially just become the lot of people. And that's before it's already came through a few other people. So
yeah.
But either way, it'll be fun. You'll enjoy yourself.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be an absolute ball. Like I can't wait. I think these are gonna be fun.
Power band workshops will be back. Yes, absolutely. 100%.
Yes, they will be.
They most certainly will be. And it'll be announced here first. So don't worry. You won't miss it. As a matter of fact, I think this is where we announce all that stuff.
Right? All of our stuff, all of our in-person gatherings, all of our events get announced here first. Because we want to give you guys who are with us week in and week out the first opportunity and first refusal for anything, especially stuff that has like number caps. Because you guys are the literal reason why we get to do this.
I mean, they're the ones who fund it. You are the ones who fund all of this, and you deserve first crack at it, as far as I'm concerned. So that's what we do. What is it? Do we get a
wild and weird logo tattooed on our arms so we can be summoned?
I mean, you can talk to Seth about that.
We'll have Seth. We'll have Seth
Beans
there
is here.
with
Beans
tattoo gear, and he can just tattoo you at the door.
Yeah, Beans. You let us know. Let them know. I'd rather you didn't, but
Luke McCombs. What? Thanks for joining us tonight. Hey guys, grew up in Western Greenbrier County, West Virginia. We appreciate you, Luke. I don't know how long you've been watching or if you have ever watched, but we do these things, so. Here goes.
You
yes,
know,
that was the Sky Daddy, Matthew McConaughey.
thank you, Luke. Thank you. Everyone, I don't know about you, but we're going to have to do a poll and try to figure out which one's your favorite now.
Oh
What's your
yeah,
favorite blessing now?
yeah.
That's going to be the question.
And Luke, also just to get,
Thank you.
because we have this in front of me right now, we're field researchers as well. Again, I don't know how long you've been following our stuff. If you just jumped on and decided to be super generous, fantastic, you're amazing, I love you. But we also we're field researchers, and we build a lot of our own gear, and this is just an example of one of the contraptions we've been putting together, so that way we can mount multiple devices at one single source, so that way we can isolate things in certain areas, and get cameras and sensors all on one spot and collecting data as precisely as possible. Currently live in Knoxville, Tennessee. Held a top secret clearance for several years. Oh, nice. Yeah, I held a top secret clearance for several years too. I was sheet metal fabricator in the U.S. Air Force, structural maintainer. It was my AFSC, but yeah, man, it's good to have you. Thanks for jumping in. Thanks for what you donated in here. We're gonna be putting it to use.
Multiple thank yous, my friend. Multiple thank yous. Sky Daddy Rain, still best one.
Sky Daddy Rain is the best one. That's Pat's favorite. Holy crap balls, Batman.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to Groom Lake and flew on a Janet flight.
Yes,
boy, oh boy.
That's something.
All right. I know. Yep.
That's something.
Yes, sir.
You know, they actually put those in the flight sim, Microsoft Flight Sim. Real? Oh yeah. The last one I had, that was years ago. It was in there. You could actually fly over Groom Lake, and you could see them, and you'd see this plane flying by, and that's what it was. And then every now and again, if you were lucky, you'd see one of the sports models zipping through, or
that's
one
cool.
of the UFOs. Yeah, they put that in the game. It was really cool. It was really
that's
neat.
Cool.
What we got down there? We've got a bunch of stuff happening here. Still a fan.
Luke says always been a lover of UFOs and the subject. Yeah, we've awesome. Ron has been an investigator for decades into the subject. I started off more into cryptozoology and Bigfoot and things like that, and have kind of been thrust into more UFO research and basically UFO bait. That's what I am now.
He's UFO bait. Keep watching Paranormal Horizons. You'll understand what that means. That's literally what it is. But I think we all might be.
I'm in the same boat with you. I'll answer any questions that won't get me on a no flight list.
Same thing.
Yep.
Let's see. We got concert blessings. Yeah. LR likes the concert blessings.
Mothman is my favorite.
I do like the Mothman. It was a fun one to do. It was really fun to make that one.
I like the TNT one. It's a toss up for me between the TNT one and the new Sky Daddy.
The bunker, or not the bunker, the power plant. The power plant where the orbs turn into Mothman.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a fun one. That's a fun one. In the rain, there's another vote for rain. Sky
Nancy
Daddy
says
Rain. Mothman.
I personally like Mothman coming out of the bunker.
The bunker. Yeah, looks like the Mothman is definitely going to have a reappearance. That's what I'm seeing here.
Oh yeah. Linda says Mothman.
Well, of course, I wouldn't expect any different from you, Linda. Come on.
By the way, thanks for joining us, Linda. Thanks for hanging out. We appreciate you.
Welcome aboard.
I got to get Luke McCombs added into the thank you list.
Yes, you do. You do.
We're going to run that before we close her out tonight.
Yes. Let's get all those people in there who helped us.
Yes.
Do all this stuff and keep doing all this stuff. And just to let you know, we have, man, I wish I could show it to you, but I can't. We have some really cool stuff that's coming, and you're going to want to stay tuned, because we might Yeah, we will. We'll totally show it here first. We'll show you some of the gear before you actually get to see it on Paranormal Horizons. Is what I'm
Oh
trying.
yeah,
So
they've earned that.
yeah, you'll
Sure.
get to see it because you helped build it. I mean, you're helping
Yep.
pay for it. But you know, if we ended up getting abducted, yeah, it's not your fault. I just want you to know. I don't want anyone to feel bad if we disappear. You didn't do it. Okay. I mean, it's okay. You didn't
You
do it.
didn't do it, but you executive produced it. Like
You did.
Adam Good, L.W. Marshall, Larry Hose, Eyes in the Woods, John Smirka, Richard Minnick, Teresa's Haunted History of the Tri-State, Ada Cox, Nancy White, Scott Holbrook, Lisa, aka Dances with Orbs, Finding the Trackway, Tommy Swigger, Pat, Seth Beans Lamille, Kenny Hess, Small Town Monsters, James Nelson, and our amazing super chatters, Dewey the Deucer Edwards, N.W. Hall, Luke McCombs. You're the new guy. Thank you. Much appreciation. Spooky Appalachia, LR, Guitar Chains, Craig, Travis Rednick. LR is a new one on there too. Jeffrey Still, Russ Bailey, Chris Coots, Bigfoot, Littlefoot, Terry Summerfield, Sarah Ramsey, Julie Bug, Donna Ho, Angie Breeden, Jen Clower, Jamie Snell, Ike the Fob Daddy Fodder, Ashley Hilt of On Wednesdays We Talk Weird, Lotus Flower, my now second favorite name, Wendy the Pooh Bear, Asher's Creation, Spirit Brothers Paranormal UK, Pat Noble. Thank you. You guys are all awesome.
Man, that is just getting longer and longer, and I'm loving every bit of it. You guys are fantastic.
That's interesting, Luke. That is all right. You're a very interesting individual.
Well, that might come in handy for
hey, right? We
yeah.
might just have to talk. I know that you and Joe have had MIB experiences with phone calls. Have you ever had MIB experiences in person? Not that I know of in person for me. We've had it over the phone. We've actually had it happen on the show. So, and that was, and like, it wasn't a joke on the show because it didn't happen necessarily while we were live. It was a byproduct of the show.
Weird.
And we had, our show was polling #1 for 2 weeks straight because our entire catalog of 4 years,
3 weeks,
3 weeks, our entire catalog of 4 years worth of shows had been downloaded and were being listened to in DC. So that was,
DC came out of nowhere, went to #1 for 3 weeks
went
straight,
back to nowhere,
and then went to nowhere. It wasn't on the list. It didn't go down second place, third place, fourth place. It just wasn't on the list anymore.
Yeah,
so
it wasn't even in the top 100 any longer.
I don't know, and that happened right after our first episode we ever did on the Men in Black.
Yeah,
coincidentally,
but we also talked about some other stuff on that show.
It's a good show. I suggest you go listen to it. Apparently, there's something there that we missed ourselves.
Right?
I don't know. I don't know what we said, but hopefully, apparently we're okay. Agent John Stone. He's a cool guy, I think.
Yeah, he's
cool.
Unless he's been replaced by Agent McCombs.
I hope not. I hope not. Really,
but it's yeah, that was really bizarre.
Really, guys. No, really, that's a true story, Octo. Yeah, that happened.
Yeah. But now we for sure have had phone conversations listened into, and you could actually hear them on the other end. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Immaculate Constellation. There, did it again.
Well, you did it this time. So
John Browning, what's going on? Mothman is his favorite.
Mothman. Yes, absolutely.
Which LR says, which episode was it? Oh man.
It was Men in Black.
Yeah, it was just called the MIB or Men in Black.
It was the very first episode with the Men in Black. So you'll see it. Actually,
if you just go to the YouTube playlist and search directly for Men in Black, you should pull it.
Yeah, I can probably find it. Oh my, we went up another one, Joe. $23.97. So
awesome. We're getting closer.
oh my gosh, 3 more people. We got 3 more people. We'll hit 2,400. That's just amazing. That is so cool. We could do so much better if we just actually applied ourselves.
Octopus says, don't mention Will Smith or his wife.
Oh, geez.
Oh,
It
man.
is, let me see. It's not that one. It was actual podcast too, right, Joe?
It was a podcast and video.
That's what I mean. It was a podcast.
Yes,
Like it
was
wasn't
podcast.
live. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. All right. I'm back.
So yeah, guys, those of you all who are new to us, we are we cut loose, we have fun, we get serious when we have to.
Here it is. I found it.
Good deal.
I'm going to put.
And then listen, if you go back to the next week after that, listen to the last like 6 minutes of the show, and you'll hear where I do the location rundowns by download, and it gets interesting.
I think this is the one.
You're going to get so many subscribers from DC tonight.
Oh, I know, right? It's true.
Yeah.
Probably New Jersey this time.
Right.
Let's see.
They come back and they like us now.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. I think that's going to be the right episode.
There you go, guys.
Think that's the right
copy,
episode.
paste that, grab it, throw it into your browser. It should take you directly to the Men in Black episode. You can go check that out there. Well,
I mean, you've got years to listen to, so have fun. Go over there and do that. But we're here every Thursday at 8 p.m. and we run to about 10. Now, next week, what's the plan, Joe? How are we going to do this? Let's get everybody on the same track.
So next week it's the day after Christmas, right? Everybody's going to have that holiday burnout. We're just going to jump on for maybe about an hour. Probably regular time. We'll keep it regular time. We're just not going to keep everybody that long. And if something changes with the time, we will make a post very soon about it. But odds are it's going to be around 8 o'clock because I have to work that day still. So it's I know I'm going to be dead tired along with about every one of you guys out there as well. So like I said, we'll just run about an hour, and then the week after that is going to be our year in review episode.
And it's going to get crazy. We might even bring out
the first this year.
Is it?
Yeah, our year in review will air on the 1st.
It's a sign.
It is.
That means we've got to bring out the crystal skull.
I think it's the first. It's the first or the second.
Bring out the crystal skull for sure.
Oh no, it's the second. I lied.
You!
I was so close. So close.
It's not a real crystal skull. Don't get excited. It's in the other room, or they're in the other. Yeah, they're in the other rooms.
Is Santa an extraterrestrial, UAP, and or interdimensional being? All the above.
Yes, all the above.
And we have
absolutely.
Zorp and Cargon have proof of that.
Wait, I have something for you guys before you go. Hang on, let me find this real quick. I gotta find it. Hang on.
Oh, perfect. The medical device that the low grade nuclear materials was looking for was found safe. So we covered that in the first like 5 minutes of the show.
Oh, so they found it.
So they've recovered it now.
Okay. Good job. Now we're just waiting on China.
Yeah, it didn't figure that's what the drones were looking for. If you go back and listen, we shared some theories on that. The first UAP hearing, if you remember, they talked about coming up with detection devices, and that's my personal theory of what it was. And the because you know how this stuff goes. Anytime they deploy these things overseas, they only fly like 1 or 2, maybe 3 over a whole region, not 24 in a dragnet form. So So Mark Winnell says, concerning the use of drones in warfare, could they be used to drop biological? Yeah, technically. But it wouldn't. You'd see something, I would think.
That would be a poor use. I think that would just be a really bad use. I think there's better and more efficient ways to do that.
Yeah,
personally. And that's pretty much all I'm going to say about
Jen
that.
said the 2nd is her birthday, so we're going to have a birthday celebration for Jen with our year-end prediction.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Year-end review and predictions for the new year of 2025.
Well, I predict that Jen will be listening. And I've already done it. Okay, hang on. Here we go. If it'll load, this one's important. So I just want to put this up here because they said it. And yeah, I just want to put it up there for you guys. So here we go. Hang on. It's loading, it's processing, it's doing its thing. The special briefing from the government. And yeah, just pay attention. It's gonna get good. Still processing. Men in Black are checking it right now to make sure there's nothing in it. That's national security. It's not. Okay,
here we go. Right now.
Yeah, here we go.
And finally, in honor of our cameraman in the back of the room there, it's Christmas time, and that means that the North American Aerospace Defense Command, or NORAD, which is tasked with monitoring and defending the airspace of the U.S. and Canada, takes on a special additional mission this time each year. On December 24, NORAD will track the journey of a very special aviator, Santa, as he makes his way around the globe. And if you see red and green lights in the sky, that's probably him. Please note that this is an authorized object in the sky and not an unmanned aerial vehicle, so please check twice. We'd kindly ask that those observing Santa's sleigh refrain from reporting him to the FAA or FBI. Starting at 0600 Eastern Standard Time, kids, families, and Santa fans worldwide can track his journey by calling 1-877-HI-NORAD or 877-446-6723 to speak with an official Santa tracker.
So we can track Santa, but we can't track drones. I just wanted to leave you guys with that little bit of knowledge.
So enjoy that. And remember, Santa Claus is coming. So whether you've been naughty or nice, you better hope it's not the Krampus that comes to visit.
Yeah.
Stay wild and weird, everybody.
That's true. That's true.